Hi guys, so today I want to do a quick update on my figs. I know I did a video where I basically put together the whole saga of getting the figs and getting them going, even rooting, cuttings, things like that, and I have some here to show you guys. So I'm kind of excited to, I am excited to show this because in that last video, it was an hour long because it was a lot of information. It was basically the whole season starting in February up until I think July, maybe very end of July, beginning of August, when my Peter's honey was ready to go. So we have eaten probably 7 or 8 Peter's honey. This thing, he really started making his little figs, even though he's little, even though his leaves look horrible. I've been spraying it with copper fungicide just in case it was rust. I wasn't sure if it was something else or, whatever. These two did come from the same store. Actually, these 3 did, but these 2 kind of had that. It started off with the middle one and then I guess it came to him, but the other ones haven't had any problem. So I just kind of wanted to follow up with you guys to show you a few different things. So let's go over here. So these were rooted cuttings that I had gotten from figbid.com. I don't remember the name of the sellers. One of the sellers, I did get some figs that were, the cuttings were just too skinny. I mean, they were just like if she had cut off a tip of, these things. These are not gonna, well, it was what is it called? I would say lignated, that's not the word. Well, when they harden, right? So it wasn't just green like this, like new stuff, but it was, hardened pieces. Like what used to back there, but they were really skinny. So you kind of want chubbier pieces, and this is a Chicago Hardy. There are 2 of them. They were kind of, after a while I got tired of waiting for them to root, I just stuck them together in a pot and then they rooted. So I moved them together into this clay pot, and of course, once they get bigger, I'll just cut them down the middle and they should have enough roots, each one, to still survive, and I'll put them in their own pots if I keep both. But they're looking great. Obviously this one was just making roots and leaves and growing now, right? Because it was a cutting. This is from Home Depot, and it says Magnolia Fig. You can look up Magnolia Fig. It's basically, I'm assuming, like a brown turkey type. I don't know. Some people actually say it's something different. Some people say it's a brown turkey. But it's still small, so that one's pretty much my, like a bonsai right now is kind of how I'm training that one. I'll come back to the cuttings, I think, in a minute. So Peter's honey, I had tons of them. They were huge or a lot bigger. Some were smaller. These are the last 2. This one looks chubbier than this guy. But this guy's pretty much ready to go because, I don't know if you can tell, but he's really soft and he's starting to turn color, even getting brown spots. So he's on his last, what he's going to do for the season. Today's what, September 5th or something? I don't know. Tiger Panache Fig grew a little bit. Hasn't grown that much, but maybe that's just a slow growing fig. I don't know, because everything else kind of, these 2 guys didn't do much as far as growing, but Peter's honey put out a lot of figs, and look at all this new pretty green growth where the leaves, the older ones, are kind of dying out. This fig has been here for a very long time. It's not doing anything, but I'm going to show you another Panache or Tiger that I have in the front that I bought at Lowe's not too long ago. So I've had this one since February, and that thing is crazy huge. This is a Greenicia. Again, I should probably cut off these little extra things down here, but I just don't have the heart to do it, especially since it was only a twig. So I'm trying to see what I want to keep. Like later, maybe I'll decide I want to get rid of that little twig, or maybe this branch that's coming up. It'll probably be that lower one. But she also had these tiny little figs. There were like 3 of them. One I picked off and I'm like, maybe we should eat it because it was tiny like this and it was soft though. And it did change colors. It was a darker green. And I opened it up and it was a really good fig. So my husband he's like, get this one. I'm like, it's not ready. Look how tiny it is, but she's getting there. There's another one in the back somewhere that's a little bigger. I'm hoping this one will ripen the way it's supposed to, like swell up from this size, because basically these guys just start ripening at that first swelling stage, so it's kind of weird. This is the one I got from, I also got at Lowe's. It said it was a Turkish fig, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll bring it home. I don't know what Turkish fig is. I look up Turkish fig and there's not really anything like that. People keep going back to brown turkey. So I went to the website for the nursery that supposedly it's from, and they have a Cadota, which I have another Cadota. So I'm like, oh great, so another Cadota. But this guy is nice and tall and gorgeous, and he was only 24 bucks, and there is like a fig at every node. You can see it better down lower. And this morning I came out here and look at this big boy. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can tell like the difference between that size and this one. Look at that. He's gorgeous. It'll probably be ready very soon. Look how big. He's just pretty. So if they're all gonna get this big, I'm really happy about that. I don't know if it's a Cadota still. So we will see. The picture here, it shows a kind of yellow green. Cadotas, I don't know. I'll show you my other Cadota and we'll see. This Black Mission, I should have shown you guys these trees before. He had a little runty looking, probably Breba on there. And then all of a sudden last week it just blew up and ripened, and it was probably, for me, the best dark fig I've had. Peter's honey still beats, well, I don't know, green Isha is good too, but see the inside of the green Isha, or Isha, is like a berry color, and then Peter's honey is still amber and a honey fig. So it's really good. So I'm really happy that this black mission, even though look how small this pot is, because when I bought it, it was tiny. So it's a very small pot. I don't know if you can tell, it's hard to tell, but it's a small pot. So we love that one. It's great. She has 3 or 4 getting ready to go, so hopefully those will be ready in the next month or so. This is Blackjack. Blackjack has had figs and they've all fallen off, but this one seems really nice and healthy. It has a good feel to it. Sometimes I start feeling spongy when they're this small, so there's a problem, you know? So I'll probably have one, maybe a couple more. There's a couple more here, but it's getting kind of late in the season, even though here it's still hot until October. Like this is when it gets hot in San Diego, in our area, which is so dumb. Even though it's, you know, September 5th or 6th. Violet de Bordeaux hasn't done anything. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want her to feel bad. She's grown all these limbs. So I think this year was a growth for her, unless they come super, super late, which some people say they do. I've seen other people who are already eating them, so I don't know. But I'm just gonna leave her alone. She's beautiful. I love how dainty she is, but not doing much yet. This is the other Cadota, the original Cadota I got at Home Depot. This thing has put out probably 20 to 30 figs. I would say probably 30, and they've all fallen off. And there must have been a Breba crop that didn't do well. You know, we repotted it and all that, so I was like, oh, just, you know, this first year for me is more experimental than anything. I'm not really expecting much from these guys, so if I get 1 fig or 2 figs, I'm happy. So these are the 5 or 6 that she has that are still on here, that aren't feeling spongy, that aren't doing weird stuff, and I think they're gonna grow and they're probably gonna do what they need to do. But they are a little different from the other tree. I guess I should look at the leaf pattern. The leaf pattern is kind of similar. I'm sorry, there's a lot of shade and stuff, so you guys can still see a little bit. It's hard for me to tell on the camera. Brown turkey. So I had a gorgeous one I was putting on Instagram. It was beautiful. It was like this big. My son, you know, let's cut it. Okay, it's pretty soft. I cut it and it had latex. It was ridiculous dropping latex. And then when I cut through it, it looked dry on the inside. Not dry, like bad, just not juicy, right? So it looked great. It was beautiful, but it was not juicy. And there was just like latex coming out of the edges. I was like, nope, we're not biting that. We're not eating it. So last week there was another one and we ate that one, and brown turkey is a little funky. My husband loved it. I'm like, it really has no flavor. So I don't know if I'm watering it too much or if that's just how brown turkey is. You guys can tell me in the comments if you have brown turkeys. But the rest of them that are still here that are ripening, I just cover it with a hairnet. So this guy is smaller than the original one that we had. The one we had last week was bigger than that too. This guy is about the size of the one that we got last week, I guess. And I just cover him with a hairnet because my son has hairnets. He works at Starbucks and he has tons of them. And these are getting kind of big. I can't really put a little organza bag. I priced out larger organza bags and they were way expensive. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So those are the ones that are going right now. I'm gonna show you one in the front yard. Recently I picked up more root cuttings. I got them a month ago. So this one I stuck in this dirt. Well, actually this is 3 weeks old. This one's 3 weeks old. I stuck in the dirt because I didn't want to do the bag thing, and it's already getting his little green leaves and stuff, so it must be rooting. These guys were in bags. They're not doing anything, and this is the only LSU Golds. That's a Mary Lane variety. We can talk about that later. These are LSU Golds and they're not doing anything, so I was like, oh, I have 5 of them. So I took the 2 chunkiest ones, I stuck them in dirt in a pot instead of in a bag, a fig pop method. See if these start rooting, but I only did that a couple days ago. So these are both LSU Gold and hopefully they'll take off. These are rootings that I had made in February, right? The last time in the video that I showed you guys, and they finally took off, started doing their own thing. They were in really small pots, and since my zucchini kind of is done for their cycle, let me dump some of this water. I can see this self-watering pot. A lot of times when you have small plants, you don't want to overload them with water because then the roots will rot, right? So anyway, my zucchini were done, and I'm not going to put them back in these pots next year or do anything with these, so I said, oh, I'm going to put this guy in here, and he can live in there for years, really. I mean, it's a good-sized pot. He had great roots, so still doing its thing. It's a Melissy. This is also a Melissy, I believe. But see, this is skinny root, cutting too, and it's taking off, but, you know, I don't know. It's not saying it won't. It's just a little harder, I think, for those guys to take off. This is a Mary Lane that I just decided to stick in here for no reason other than why not. Like I said, the other one's rooting, so that's great. Whenever I get cuttings, if at least 2 of them root, I'm happy, right? Because that way at least you're going to get 1 tree, hopefully. So these are the pot method. These have been in here for 3 and 4 weeks, depending on when they came in. These are older, 4 weeks. This Mary Lane came in 3 weeks ago. And this guy started getting a little green bud like last week, and I was like, well, that's a good sign. A little greener, a little bigger, and then it started getting leaves. I'm like, yes! So whenever that happens, you're pretty sure you're getting roots. And I don't know if you can see those roots right there. Like, yeah, you can see them. They're really nice. They're all around. It's hard for me to show you right now, but that's what you're looking for before you start messing with it or do anything. Like, I'm gonna repot this, and I keep saying that it's been like 3 or 4 days, but that's okay because it's just getting stronger roots. And this little guy has a little green nub down here, and this is an LSU Scott's Black variety. So I know 2 of those rooted. I don't really even care if these other 2, look at this little skinny twig. So basically people, what happens, you buy them, they'll take a twig off their tree and they'll cut that twig or branch into like 3 or 4 sections and they send it to you. So these little sections at the end that are like, they don't take, is what I've noticed. Like these are all LSU gold ones. Look at them, these little skinny weaselly little things that are drying out. So hopefully the ones I have in the pot over there will take, and I'll be happy if just 1 takes, right? You know, you pay 10 to 20 bucks for twigs, basically. I mean, if they all take, hey, you just made 5 trees for, you know, $10, $20, but they might not. So I'm happy to see these guys. So and I have 1 Mary Lane, so I'm waiting for the LSU gold variety to take at least 1 of them. But I just leave them here, just squirt them with water every once in a while, just like I did in the video. So you guys can check that video. I'll link it in the description box if you're interested. Let me take you to the front yard because I have a beautiful panache fig out there. To the front yard. I just think my husband's so funny. And I had heard another guy say this. They're like, oh, which one's your favorite? Because my little 10-year-old, he loves them. My daughter says they're too sweet. She doesn't really like the figs. But he's like, this one, like the one we're eating, you know? And it's like, and I've seen people say that, or hear people say that, like, my favorite fig is the one that's ripening at the time. You know, because like, seriously, the brown turkey wasn't that great. And my husband's like, this is amazing. Anyway, I came out here this morning and I check this every morning because it's right outside my front door. And I'll just show you. I don't keep a lot out here, just, you know, try to keep it simple with some Spanish looking things. Of course, my cross there. I have a talavera pot over here. And I had these cactuses, and I thought, wouldn't it be pretty to have a fig in the front yard? Because they're so pretty. So what other fig would you put out here than panache or like a Ramada type? So I put this guy out here. I come out every morning, I see it. And they've been looking like this, right, so far. But this morning I came out, I was like, what happened here? Look at this beautiful thing. Overnight he got swollen. And this one is also swelling, even though it looks a lot smaller. Obviously they're different sizes. But this one's opening up here, so I'm pretty sure that one's starting to swell too. And I'm pretty sure this one's swelling, because they look a little different than like the ones that aren't swelling. I don't know if you can tell, like this one. They just look different, obviously bigger, but the skin looks different. So I am looking forward to this. I'm sure probably in the next, hopefully, week or 2, that will be ready. But knowing that I knew this fig was going to be a beautiful fig, I bought this gorgeous like urn planter for it, and I put it up on its own little stool thing, and I put volcanic rocks on top to look pretty. So even my husband's like, that looks so fancy, which I love. So this fig again is on the inside, it's kind of like a berry color. Cool thing. I love it. So thanks for watching, guys. I do have another little potted plant here. This is, oh, somebody parked here. Anyway, this is a tangerine. I just wanted to show it to you because she's doing so great too. But you know what? This thing gets so much sun. I actually need to stake it better because she's falling over. She has a lot of fruit. In the morning, the sun's hitting her because it goes past the back, you know, the back of the house, like comes up over this way. And then over, it stays there. It's overhead. I don't even know. I probably shouldn't show you, blind you here. And then it doesn't set until like 7 o'clock at night way over there. So she gets so much sun. It's the healthiest plant I have because I have other citrus, and this one doesn't have scale. It doesn't drop its leaves. She's not dropping her fruit. They're growing. It's beautiful. So I guess that goes to show, you know, just that sun exposure really, really helps. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you the next one. Bye now. I just want to show you I'm making some compote with the figs from Trader Joe's, which is a good use of them, especially since sometimes they're not super ripe. This is a good way to use it up. I'll have the link in the description box for you guys. Just something I threw together here, but it's very easy, very few ingredients, and I have to wait for, obviously, for it to firm up. I'm still kind of working on it, but really good stuff. I know I keep coming back, but this is that one that said it's a green Turkish fig. It's ready. I haven't uploaded this video, so I figured why not add in some of the figs that have ripened for me. So I'll have pictures of it once I cut it, and then we'll see what the inside looks like, and maybe that'll give us an idea if it is a Cadota or what kind of fig. Also, some of my tiger fig started splitting. It has been super humid, and maybe I'm watering it too much because this is a bigger pot, so I wasn't sure. I was only watering it twice a week, so maybe I just need to stick to watering it once a week. I don't know. We'll see. I might change that up, but they're still good. So they were super ripening. It's just totally open, and then some kind of critter ate one of them because it was gone this morning, completely gone. It's like something just ate it off there. We'll see, but which is kind of a bummer. But if you have seen the video I did for Trader Joe's figs from this year, they have some tiger figs that are much smaller than these. So these beauties are really nice. But it's not dry or anything on the inside. I can see that it's like juicy in there. So I will eat these later when my family gets here. I'll give them a cut and we'll see what they look like on the inside. I'll have pictures for you guys. And I just showed you a compote I made, and I made that with the Trader Joe's figs. But now I will go bye-bye for real, and I'll have some pictures for you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye now. Real quick, guys, I have to upload this video soon. I keep holding on to it because there's more and more developments out here with the figs. But I want to talk about this fig really quickly, the one that I got at Lowe's, like I said, and it just said it was a Turkish fig, and it's a green fig. At least the picture was green, right? And now that one ripened, I have a picture of it because I didn't think to film it. Look at all these other ones ripening. They're getting nice and chubby compared to like the one up here. I don't know if you can see that. So I was like expecting it's gonna be a Cadota. Like I said, I looked up on the nursery's website, and they sell Cadota and a few other varieties that everybody has. And I cut it open, and it is bright pink. I'll show you the pictures obviously at the end of the video, and we'll talk about that, or you can see it. So then, you know, I was like, well, I guess it's not a Cadota. I don't know what it is, because Cadota's usually a little bit amberish, maybe a little pink, a little bit, you know, but not really. Not bright as this thing was. So pretty, you'll see in the pictures. And I was just at Costco yesterday buying other things, and they had dried figs. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then it says dried, didn't say Smyrna figs, I think it's the Calamurna figs. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks just like the fig I just got yesterday. It's bright pink on the inside with that beautiful green outer color. It doesn't turn more yellow or anything like that, like a Jack's Honey or anything. It's just like a really pretty kind of yellow green, but more on the green side. And it was really good. And so kind of funny. So I guess I live in California. It doesn't, you know, it works out for me because we have the fig wasp out here. So I'm pretty sure it's a Smyrna type fig, and I'm pretty sure it's the Calamurna variety, but which is great because I already have like I said, I have a Cadota, and I didn't want another Cadota, which is actually starting to swell itself. You see this here? Oh, it's just feeling softer. That's so awesome. And then we ate one of the brown turkeys yesterday, so this one's pretty ripe. I think I'll probably pick that today. Yeah, so we're having some movement here from even at the beginning of the video. This Blackjack is swelling. I got the mission figs are in their, you know, first swelling stage. And then my last little Peter's Honey, he's gonna be a big boy. He's a little bit chubby. He's coming up. So anyway, good times, good things happening, and thanks for watching, guys. Sorry I keep cutting back and, you know, explaining more and more, but that's really exciting because it's a good fig, and I'm happy to have it. So thanks for watching. Bye now.